Hey there. Today, we are going to dive into exciting topic measurement of time and motion. Imagine you're playing with your favorite toy car, moving it around. Have you ever thought about how fast it goes or how long it takes to reach a certain point? Well, that's what we are going to explore. So, buckle up and let's get started on this fascinating journey. Alright, let's talk about speed. Imagine you're racing your toy car against your friends. If your car covers more ground in less time, it means it's going faster, right? That's what speed is all about. The distance covered by an object in unit time is called the speed of the object. It's like figuring out who's the fastest runner in a race. Pretty cool, right? Did you know there are different types of motion? Yes, there's something called uniform motion, where something moves at a steady speed, like a train on a straight track. Then, there's non-uniform motion, where the speed keeps changing, like a roller coaster going up and down. It's like comparing a calm bike ride to a thrilling bike race. Let's visualize this. If we drew a line showing how something moved over time, for uniform motion, the line would be straight, showing steady speed. But for non-uniform motion, the line would have ups and downs, showing the speed changes. It's like drawing your path in a game, showing where you sped up or slowed down. When we talk about speed, we use special units like meters per second for really quick things, kilometers per hour for cars, or even centimeters per second for slow-moving objects. It's like choosing the best measuring tape for your race, one that fits just right. Ever wonder how cars know how fast they're going? They use a speedometer, which is a device on the dashboard of a vehicle that measures and displays the speed of a vehicle. It measures the speed in kilometers per hour. And guess what? Cars also have a device called an odometer. The distance moved by a vehicle is measured by this device. The odometer records the distance traveled by the vehicle in kilometers. Time is another key part of our adventure. From seconds to minutes, hours to days, and even years and centuries, time helps us understand how long things take. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 1 day is equal to 24 hours. 1 week is equal to 7 days. 1 year is equal to 365 days. 1 decade is equal to 10 years. 1 century is equal to 100 years. Now, let's swing into the world of pendulums. A simple pendulum contains a bob. It is a metallic ball or a stone that is suspended from a rigid stand with the help of a thread. The bob of the pendulum does move from the center, mean position, of the pendulum to its extreme position on the other side. The to and fro motion of the pendulum is called an oscillatory motion or a periodic motion. When the bob moves from its center, mean position, to its extreme ends, it is said to complete one oscillation. The bob starts at its resting point, mean position, and swings to one side, then to the other side, and back to the middle. That whole motion is one oscillation. The time taken by the pendulum bob to complete one oscillation is called its time period. Now let's understand the important relationship between speed, distance, and time, something we use in real life all the time. We start with a basic formula. Speed is equal to total distance covered divided by total time taken. If you know how far something travels and how long it takes, you can find its speed using this formula. But what if we want to find the distance or the time instead? We can rearrange the formula. Distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. Time is equal to distance divided by speed. Let's look at an example. Raghav is traveling to a nearby city in a bus moving at 50 km per hour. If it takes 2 hours, how far is the city? We use distance is equal to speed multiplied by time is equal to 50 into 2 is equal to 100 km. So, The city is 100 kilometers away. Now, here's something important to remember. Sometimes, the object doesn't move at the same speed all the time. It may go faster at one point and slower at another. So, when we use these formulas, we are usually calculating the average speed, the total distance divided by the total time. In this chapter, when we say speed, we are talking about average speed. And that's how speed, distance, and time are related. We hope that you have understood the topic. You can now study chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve MCQ tests of this chapter on Eduref to ensure you score well in your school exams. And that's not all, you also get amazing courses for maths, science, English, Hindi, and much more for class 7. Thank you.